Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here today for the final press conference for the show that's taking place at Wembley on Saturday, which will feature the vacant WBO International Heavyweight Championship between Derek Chisora, former British champion from here in the UK, against Malik Scott from Philadelphia, USA. Great fight. You know, you look at this fight, it's for me is what boxing is all about. Pretty even money fight. I think the bookmakers here, I've got Betfred's odds. They got Derek 6-5 and they got Malik at 21-20. So don't get any closer than that, and that for me spells a good fight. We've got good styles with the two guys, and I feel that the fans will be in for a real treat on the night, because both of them know there's a lot on the line here. For Derek, he certainly can't afford a loss now. It's got to be win-win-win for him all the way. And for Malik, he's obviously looking for a shot also at the world title, and he certainly won't be able to, will not be looking to lose his winning record. As you know from the other day, we talked about his trainer, Jesse Reed, well respected in the trade, known him for a long time, and he doesn't get any more experience than Jesse in this business. A fantastic trainer, and his manager Marcus Coates has done a great job with Malik. And then we got Don Charles, who I've got the utmost respect for as a trainer in this country, and I think he's going to go on to bigger and better things with the time and the experience that he gets. But you know, these guys are really well prepared for this fight. You've only got to look at both of them. I mean, Derek's the fittest I've ever seen him since he's been involved with me. Obviously Malik, he's done everything that's been asked of him. So I can't wait for Saturday night. I can't wait for the first bell to go, because I think we're going to see and hopefully see a classic fight. On the undercard, we've got the another WBO International Middleweight Championship. Again, two undefeated fighters. Well, sorry, not again, two undefeated fighters. Champion Gary O'Sullivan from Dublin, Ireland, trained by Packy Collins, Stevie's brother. And then we got Billy Joe Saunders, the British and Commonwealth champion, 17-0, trained by Jimmy Tibbs, again a very well respected trainer and a good friend. You know, for me, fights like this is what the game's all about. You know, somebody, as they say, that old cliche, somebody's always got to go. This is going to be a really good fight. So we've got two fantastic fights here for the fans. Wembley Arena, 20th of July, and it'll be live and exclusive also on BoxNation. So if you can put taglines on your reports, we would very much appreciate that. Got a fantastic undercard, features some of the best young fighters in the country. Frank Buglioni, who's hopefully going to go from strength to strength. He comes through this. He'll have a title fight on the Copper Box show in September. A fighter who's had a little bit of bad luck, Bradley Saunders, an Olympian. For me, I think one of the best young talents in the country. I really do rate him. He's had a hand injury. He's now back. He'll get his fight out of the way, and hopefully we can move him on very quickly. And there's a lot of other young fighters on the card, including Steve Collins, Packy's nephew, and Steve Collins himself, son, making his Wembley debut. So again, I'm looking forward to that. All the guys are here. I know you've got lots of questions to ask, but just before you do, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Raynham Steel and Betfred. And if you want to bet on this fight, there's a sheet you can let people know. Get on early, because I think you should try and nick the odds. I'm backing Derek in this fight. It's a tough fight. I would say that because I'm his manager as well as his promoter, but they're good odds. Any questions?
Derek, what sort of shape are you in, and what can we expect from you on Saturday?
I'm in a great shape. You know, on Saturday it's going to be fireworks. I'm looking forward to this fight more than any of other fights previous. You know, my opponent is a very good boxer. All I have to say to you guys is just wait and see.
Malik, it appears looking at your record, you haven't fought outside of the US before. Is that much of a concern to you?
No, it's not a concern to me at all. The only thing I need is a ring wherever it is I go. The earth is my turf. I believe I'm the best skilled heavyweight on the planet. I believe Derek Chisora is the toughest, especially for such low experiences that he have, He's probably one of the toughest guys in the world too. And it's going to be a great fight. Like you say, it's going to be fireworks. Derek is not going to have to look for me. This is not no dance contest. I'm not Fred Astaire. I'm not going to be running around no ring. I'm too big and I'm 32 years old. I don't have the same energy I had when I was 20 to be bouncing all around. And it's going to be a great fight. When I'm in training camp before a fight, I'm the most attitudinous, vicious thing, because I got these guys hollering at me every day. I got my sparring partners trying to kill me. And, you know, I got Del Boy on the phone telling me he's going to knock me out. So we warriors. You know what I mean? I expressed how I felt coming into this fight. You know, Derek expressed how he felt. It's going to be a great fight. Either way, we got to fight Saturday. So I'm looking forward to a great fight.
I'm just scared I might get a fine from the board, so I'm just keeping quiet for now. I might get 100 grand fine, so for now I'm just calm. But who knows what might happen.
Gary, can I ask you, you're someone who's been around a long time now. This is by far your biggest fight. I mean, you must have waited a long time for this opportunity to show what you can do.
Absolutely. We can't wait for Saturday night to show like that. Big opportunity and we're not in a business. We're not good. Can't wait.
At the moment, Spike is a Frank Warren fighter, so Frank Warren offers us the fights. Whatever he puts in front of us, we take. He was to fight Joe Selkirk, defend his title in April, May. The fight didn't happen. We're asking for fights. We've been asked for a fight with Billy Joe Saunders for last year. Dean Powell said I've been driving him crazy. That's the fight we want, because I believe Billy Joe Saunders is probably one of the biggest names around Britain at the middleweight division. So apart from fighting for a world title, that's the fight we wanted, because that will propel him into the mix for the bigger world champions. It's world champions we're looking for, or world title fights, or undefeated fighters, not Andy Lee, Matthew Macklin, unless they're world champions. So they're just not on our radar at the moment. No, but I just want to set the record straight. I've said Spike will knock out Billy Joe, because Spike has to knock out Billy Joe. He's going to knock him out. We're coming to the UK. We're the away fighter. We're never going to win a close decision. We're not going to get any favours done. Similar if Billy Joe comes to Ireland to fight, same scenario. We've trained for this fight for a knockout, because we're not leaving up to the referees, the judges. We're not doing that, and it's not going to happen. But what I did say was, and I'm going on record now, I don't like to see fighters get knocked out. I don't want to see fighters getting hurt. You know, I was a fighter once myself, and it's no disrespect to Billy Joe. He's a nice kid. After the fight, we'll have a beer. Same with his trainer, Jimmy Tibbs, great trainer. But the outcome is Spike's coming here to knock out Billy Joe Saunders. But it's Billy Joe Saunders and the other fighter coming to knock them out, and it's no disrespect to that kid there. There's no respect for him.
Did you ask Spike the question where he's trainer? Can he not answer it? The reason why is he knows he ain't going to knock me out. There's not a middleweight in the world can knock me out. I'll prove it. I'll be the best middleweight in the world. I'm 23, he's 29. That's the difference. I'm not avoiding no one. I've lined him up. I'm going to beat him, then I'm going to beat John Ryder. Like you said, the talking's all done. Saturday's coming here. 3 days away. We'll see who's the winner Saturday.
Frank, can you talk a little bit about what's your feeling about Billy Joe and how he's progressing at the moment?
I think he's actually matured a lot in the last 18 months. There was a little bit of a diet problem to start with. I think it's not as bad as Derek, but he had a little bit. But we got over that.
I've been sending him some biscuits as well.
Yeah, he wasn't, but he's he had a hand problem. But he's settled down. He's still only a young guy in boxing. I think he's got tremendous talent. This is a tough fight. There's no doubt about it. And I know Spike. One thing about him, he's coming to fight. He's undefeated. He's been on the road. He's won on the road. But I do think that Billy is a how can I put it, a champion in waiting. I know he's a British champion in a Commonwealth, but I think he's got the ability to go all the way. But he's got to be at his best on Saturday. You know, 90% won't do it, 80% won't do it. He's got to be 100% focused, because this guy here on my left is coming to win.
Can you just where you take Derek after this if he wins on Saturday?
Well, if Derek wins this fight on Saturday, and I'm quite confident about Derek,
Give it to my house.
and I know I'm again, his manager as well as his promoter, but I just feel that, I've got confidence in him. And I've got a lot of confidence in Derek, because I see the things that he can do that he's not done, and it's all about being focused, about preparation. Whatever you do, it's about preparation. And this time round, you can't fault the preparation. So we're going to see now what Derek has actually got. When he gets in the ring, it's not going to be like the Tyson Fury fight where he came in a couple of stone overweight, which was his own fault, and he suffered from that. I can't fault him for the Hellenius fight. He won that fight, he was robbed. The fight against Klitschko, we took the fight. I always felt he'd give Klitschko a tough fight, and I think he gave Klitschko his toughest fight since when he fought back against Lewis. I can't think of anybody else who pressed him as much as he did. He even won the last round of that fight, and with a bit more experience, and again, looking at what we found out afterwards with his eating habits, maybe that might have been a Cinderella story. But he got a lot of experience from that fight. And against David Haye, what can I say? He wobbled David Haye in the third round. Bell went. Who knows if that happened early on in the fight? He's a good finisher. Maybe David Haye wouldn't have been there. But then David Haye, we know one thing he can do. He can throw bombs, and he threw bombs. But every fight I'm talking about, those 4 fights, were entertaining fights. He does come to fight. And this time round, there's no excuses. Whatever happens on the night is how it's going to be, and there's no excuses from his end.
Can I ask Jesse, how long have you been associated with Malik, Jesse?
2 years.
2 years. You've been around the block a few times. Are you concerned that when you look at Malik's record, he's only had 12 knockouts? Now, for a heavyweight, he's had getting on for 40 fights. That's not a very high ratio. Have you been trying to work on his power in some way? Or are you concerned if he's going to fight for a world title, he hasn't got the power to be a world champion?
I think Malik is a gift from God. He's got a lot of things that people don't even realize. I mean, talk is cheap. I mean, when you see the fights and you're put in fights that people arrange for you, you don't really see a kid with this kind of talent sometimes doesn't show what he has. But whenever he's been put in a position where a guy's a big puncher, a tough guy, or a guy's undefeated, Malik finds a way to win. It's like Mayweather. Everybody criticizes him and they say this and that, got bad hands or whatever you want to say. Malik is a better puncher than people give him credit for. And yes, I'm an aggressive coach. I'm not this kind of guy that would work. And, words are cheap, but I never would ever say that Malik can't punch. Any heavyweight can punch. It's where they put their punches. Malik is a sharp puncher. He's like a bullet hitting you. And the more that bullet's hitting you, pretty soon it takes you down. And like I said, talk is cheap. We come to the fight, ring the bell. We'll see where we're at.
Question for Marcus. What was the appeal for you in this fight from the league?
Can you repeat that question, please?
What was the appeal? What was it about Derek Chisora that made you think?
I like the fact that Derek is going to be right in front of us. He's tailor-made for my guy, and we're gonna pick him apart Saturday night. It's a wonderful fight. Thanks Frank Warren and BoxNation for having us and giving us this opportunity. But Saturday night, he's not gonna have to find Derek at all. And Malik is an offensive fighter, and we definitely gonna be really offensive come Saturday night. So that's why I wanted to take the fight.
One thing I want to say that I respect about not only Derek but Don Charles as well is that they never make excuses.
Speaking of Mike.
They never make excuses. You never have to worry about Derek win, lose, or draw, whether he was out of shape, in shape, whatever. He never makes excuses. He say, good fight, or yeah, I lost and that's that. And Don Charles is the same way. So, let me see. Get my.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So after the fight, I'm not making a wedge how you and Hay did on No Money. But after the fight, me, Marcus Coates, after I hand Chisora his defeat, I'm hoping that me, Marcus Coates, Don Charles, and Derek, we all can share a stogie. I got one already decided for you. Even if you don't smoke, I want you to just cherish it and take it for collector's item. Cool?
Oh, cool.
My man. All right, gang.
Give that man a cigar.
I got hit on that. Don Charles, my man, all right?
Yeah, man.
Respect. Even if it's collect, if you don't smoke or not, it's good collector's item. I got classic for y'all after the defeat.
All right, cool.
All right.